Hello my friends and welcome to coding exercise number 9. In this exercise we are asked to write a program to add two matrices of the same size. For example, about the addition of two matrices, this is the first matrix and this is the second matrix. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1. We need to add it to 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2. We start by the index here, the first index, the first element here at row 1 and column 1, and we add it with the number with the same index, row 1, column 1. So 1 plus 2 will give me 3 in the new matrix, the result matrix. Okay, in the same index, row 1 and column 1. Then 2 with 1, it will give me 3. 2 here with 3 will give me 5. 1 with 2 will give me 3, and so on. Pause the video and think about how to create such a program that adds two matrices. And I hope you solve it well and correctly. I am waiting your solutions in the comment below. When talking about matrices, think about multidimensional arrays. So I will create 3 or 4 numbers of type integers, M, N, C, and D. I will show you what these numbers are. Okay, scanner, scan, S1 equal to new scanner. I need the user to enter the following. Please enter the number of rows of the matrix. So system.out.println, enter the number of rows. And here I will paste number of columns. In the multidimensional array, we start by the rows and then the columns. So M equal to S1 dot next integer. Okay, I will name it as row R, and these are the column. This row. I will create the variables row in order to understand what are these variables. And here column equal S1 dot next int. Here we store the number that the user enter with the number of rows in row variable, and here the number of columns is inside the col variable. Now here we are creating the matrices. We start by creating an int array, array 1 of 2 curly or 2 angled brackets. You see guys, these square brackets, these are 2 square brackets. I'm telling Android Studio that this array 1 is multidimensional array. How to specify the number of rows and number of columns? It's very simple. We specify here row and here the col variables. Here I'm telling that the array 1 would be a multidimensional array of number of rows, row, which is entered by the user, and column is the number of the columns that it's entered by the user. Also the same way I need to create an array 2 in order to add them together. Okay, and I will create the same way a sum array, the same way, the same size, same number of rows, and the same number of columns. Okay, this is array 1, this is array 2, and this is the sum of the matrices. Okay, now let's getting the elements of matrix 1. This will allow the user to enter the variables and the elements of the matrix number 1. System.out.println enter the elements of first matrix. I will start looping through this array in order to add the elements in the correct order. So C equal or call C equal to 0, the counter equal to 0, C is less than row, and C++. What we need to make, we need add another loop because we are dealing with multidimensional arrays. So always when you deal with multidimensional arrays, you need to use nested loops. Okay, D less than N or columns, and D++. You see, guys, I am dealing with the rows at first and then the columns. So always bear in mind that I need to start with the rows and here start by the columns, exactly like what we have done in the previous video. Okay, array 1 at index C, element at index C and index at element D is equal to scanner or s1 dot next int. Here I am telling Android Studio to keep waiting for the input of the user to enter the elements at index C and D until reaching the end. So if the user enters the row equal 3 and the column is 3, then Android Studio will wait for 9 parameters, 9 variables entered by the user. Again, this is getting the elements of the array, and I will copy it and paste it here. Enter the elements of the second array or second matrix. Okay, this is the second matrix. 0, D equal to 0. Start filling the second array by rows at first and then the columns, and everything will work fine. Okay, now let's get the summation of the matrices, the result. I'm getting here, making the summation or the addition of two matrices. We start by a for loop because we have the same way I'm using a multidimensional arrays. So I need to go through these first at rows and second at columns. Okay, in the same way I will get and make a summation matrix, sum here, sum matrix at index column or rows at first and then column, or C, because I'm using these indices, CD equal to array 1 at index C and D, because the first element in the first row and this first column of the first array plus the first element which is placed in the first row and the first column in the second array will give me a result that it will be displayed in the first row of the first column of the summation matrices. I think it may be confusing, but I want from you to understand how these algorithms work, how to think about these problems dynamically and with the coding way. Okay, this is how I'm teaching you how to think. not teaching you these codes like to write them down. I'm teaching you how to think, how to solve problems in a coding way, in a simple way. Okay, array number 2 at index C and index D. Okay, this is the translation of what we have talked about in mathematics. Okay, now system.out.println the sum of matrices I will start displaying now, displaying here, displaying the summation or the result matrix. 4. I will start again using this for loop again, because I will start from C equal to 0 and D equal to 0. This is for the rows and these 4 columns. But here I need to change this, so I will print system.out.print the sum array at index C and index D plus tab. Okay, plus this the skipping character that will give me a tab, and here we will print a new line. Okay, after finishing the row, it will go to the second row. Let me run and see this program. I hope you understand well, because there is some complex there are some complex topics here, the rows, the columns, the nested loops, and so on. But it's very simple if you understand it well and you know some mathematics. Enter the number of rows. I will get 3, and number of columns is 3. Enter the elements of the first matrix. Okay, the first matrix, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Enter the elements of the second matrix. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The sum of matrices 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. If we sum the last number with the last number, it will give me 18, and this is the last element. Okay, so congratulations, guys. We have succeeded in creating a program that sum them and add up 2 matrices, and it will result in this in a matrix of the same size and the same number of rows and number of columns. Congratulations, guys. Please don't miss to rate us 5 stars to support us and help you in your coding journey.